Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna look at a new team I created for the Ultra Premier Cup in Go Battle League, featuring Shadow Charizard, Samurott and Shadow Swampert. This is a really strong team with Shadow Charizard and Swampert just being so flexible with a bit of energy or some shields you can just play around, swap out, swap in, do all sorts of things, save your energy. You're gonna see a lot of fun gameplay. I think they're just a lot of fun to use because they're so good against pretty much everything. And then with a very fun save swap in Samurott with Blizzard. I think it is better with Megahorn, especially because there are so many people running Blastoise and Walrein, at least around my elo. But Blizzard is so much fun. Jumping right into the first game, we lead Shadow Charizard into Jellicent. And you might think this is a very bad matchup for Shadow Charizard, but if you can call the baits correctly, the Shadow Balls, you're actually in a pretty good spot here. Especially because the two in the back really do not want to see it. So this is definitely the right place to see it. Swampert is also okay against it. So we just continue throwing Dragon Claws. You see I shield the Shadow Ball, which is very nice. Go for another Dragon Claw. And at this point, if I shield again, I can actually come out of this matchup with a lot of HP on my Charizard. And he knows this, so he swaps out to Drapion, and I really want to grab that shield or do massive damage before swapping out to my Swampert. I grab the shield, which is very nice, because now I can just one-shot it with an Earthquake, and Swampert does live 2 crunches from Drapion, at least the regular one. See, brings me into the red. I overfarm quite a lot, throw my Earthquake, and what does he have in the back? The Jellicent is almost dry, so it's not really a threat. What comes in? It's a Dragonite! Get off a Hydro Cannon, and this does a lot more than you would think. Resisted Hydro Cannon, but this is where Blizzard is very, very nice to have. I just have to watch out for the catch, because if he catches a Blizzard on his Jellicent, that would just be terrible. He brings it in and throws a move. And I think to myself, have I miscounted? No, I have not. He just has Bubble Beam, so it's fine. Bring in my Charizard. Now he has to throw a move on my Charizard, and he has no energy, meaning it is time. He thinks he can live everything on his Dragonite from this, but he is not aware that I have Blizzard. Boom! And I get the screenshot as well. Oh, it's so satisfying landing a Blizzard on a Dragonite. Next game, lead into a Shadow Dragonite. And this is kind of where we want to see it, really. We don't have a proper response to a Dragonite on this team. Grab the shield. Of course, we have to shield, then we can get the other shield or take it out before swapping out ourselves. We get the shield. I swap in Swampert. I'm not really sure why. I don't think this is the correct play. I think I'm thinking in the moment that a Hydro Cannon from Samurott might not be enough, so I want the Hydro Cannon from Swampert to land on the Dragonite, which is correct. He brings in Toxicroak on my Swampert. I'm like, But yeah, he tries to catch. I wait a turn, won't allow it. Brings in regular Charizard, and the Hydro Cannon is not enough, so I throw another one, which is a huge mistake because now I have no energy for the Toxicroak. And it comes in, and I'm not really sure if I can kill it with Samurott. He lands a Sludge Bomb. I have to throw my Hydro Cannon. I can't go for the Blizzard, because otherwise he gets to a Mud Bomb and takes me out. But the Hydro Cannon is not enough. I know that one wing attack will do so much, So I try and get it in, hoping he won't throw immediately, but he does. I should have brought in Swampert in that case. He takes out the Charizard, I bring in Swampert, and he lives on 1 HP. In the next game, we lead Shadow Charizard into Blastoise. Yikes. Save swap Samurott immediately. And he catches a Hydro Cannon on his Como O. Are you serious? And gets a Dragon Tail through. But this is where people not knowing about Blizzard might come in handy. Will he let it go? Yes! Yes! Oh. And we grab Switch advantage. Absolutely incredible. Brings back in the Blastoise. And I decide to swap out with all of this energy. I think it might come in handy later. The thing is, Hydro Cannon does barely anything on the Blastoise, and it could have farmed me down afterwards and gotten a lot of energy. So saving the Hydro Cannon for later might be a good call. Although allowing him to potentially get Blastoise onto my Charizard again, I'm not sure. But he stays in, so it ends up being a pretty good call, I think. Depending on what he has in the bag, of course. Live a Hydro Cannon easily. Somewhat easily through another Hydro Cannon. And I've been trying to keep track of his energy. So I know he's almost dry. And I bring in Shadow Charizard and farm him down. And he quits. So yeah, one could only imagine what was in the back. It was probably not strong against either Swampert or Charizard. Next game, we lead into a War Rain. And I usually try to catch an Icicle Spear on my Samurott in this matchup. Just save a bit of energy on my Charizard. But also, if they decide to stay in against Samurott, they usually go for the Earthquake, because like it's such a risky bait. And it's a lot of energy to shield if you decide to shield an Earthquake from a War Rain. So I like to use that shield here, if they stay in. Land another Hydro Cannon. And I know I can take the Icicle Spear. I don't really want to use my energy taking it out, so I bring back in the Charizard to farm it down, and I save the energy once again. He brings in Swampert, so I go up to right before he gets to his Hydro Cannon, throw one move, and then try and CMP tie him in the second one with the Blast Burn. And I do so. And he does something incredible. This is such a good play. He undercharges the Hydro Cannon so he can bring in his Charizard and farm me down and get an energy advantage. That is such a good play by him. I bring in Swampert, and I just kind of call that he's gonna bait me here. And I know that this is only a Dragon Claw as well, so I take it as well. And remember how I stored that Hydro Cannon in the back? Well, he can't really use both of his shields here, because then I'm just gonna snipe him. So he kind of has to let it go, I think, which he does, but now his Swampert is just so low that I can fast move it down, and well, that's game. Next game, we lead into the mirror, and well, we think same thing. We both swap out immediately. We both probably have two better answers to Charizard in the back. But I'm very lucky that I got to swap in my Samurott onto a Sunfish, because this is a quite good matchup for me. And I try to CMP tie him here with the second Hydro Cannon, but unsuccessfully. And this is where Samurott's speed just surprises everybody. Like, it is so fast that, yeah, I get to another Hydro Cannon before he throws his move. So I actually grab the second shield as well. And then I aggressively swap into Swampert, because I think it's a Swampert in the back. Um, or at least something Swampert can handle with 2 shields up, but it's actually a Jellicent, which is also something Swampert can handle with 2 shields up. And I decide to shield a Bubble Beam. Yikes. Go up to right before he gets to a Shadow Ball, throw my Earthquake to take it out, and he brings in Charizard. I should have thrown here. I didn't throw because I didn't want to throw it whilst it was debuffed. But now I just allow him to get a lot of energy, and I make a huge misplay here. A Blast Burn is enough Shadow on Shadow. I just wasn't aware of this in Ultra League, that Dragon Claw wasn't enough. I'm used to playing it in Great League. It's just a lack of knowledge on my part, really. Now he has so much energy. Oh. He swaps out. I farm up to 2 Hydro Cannons, throw one of them, but I know he has a Blast Burn. And yeah, he wins CMP, but is it enough? Can he take me out? Yes! And I get punished so hard for misplaying. Next game, into another War Rain. Again, same procedure, try to catch it on Samurott, unsuccessfully. But he stays in. And again, if they stay in, they don't really have a good response to Samurott. And this is a lot of energy to shield. It's just very unfortunate I don't have that Mega Horn. But I get a shield because he thinks that I have a Mega Horn. Well, they shield that. They think that I have a Mega Horn. Take another Earthquake. I know I can take the Earthquake and an Icicle Spear on my Samurott, which is very nice. I don't know if it's IV dependent. Mine is very good. I don't want to throw my Hydro Cannon here because I know it's not enough. And I know that I can take this move, so I'd rather save the Hydro Cannon, bring back in the Charizard, and they swap in Blastoise, which is, you would think is really bad, but yeah, Shadow Charizard with energy is so incredible. And I get to 2 Blast Burns, and this is actually almost gonna KO the Blastoise. So they shield it. And I get to another Dragon Claw. And I know I have the Hydro Cannon stored on my Samurott. I don't want the Blastoise energy. Like, I don't want it to get off all of this energy that it has, so I just snipe away all of the energy from it. I bring in Swampert, they bring in Charizard, I watch out for the catch, they try to catch, and they quit. Easy game. Into a Shadow Snorlax. I like to try and catch on Samurott here because they really want to get off some energy before I get the chance to do so, to pressure my Charizard. Is at least what I'm thinking. And Samurott is my most bulky Pokemon, so I want to tank the energy there. I go for the Blizzard on the Kingdra that swaps in. Come on, please, please, let it go. No! Ah, damn, that would have done so much damage. Bring in my Swampert. I should have brought in Charizard, but I was so eager to throw off the Dragon Claw that I was just pressing the right to tap like the Dragon Claw, I thought, but completely forgetting that I had to put in a Pokemon beforehand. Yeah, I don't want to throw my Earthquake before well, I'm debuffed, so I swap out to get out the Dragon Claw, and I get off another one as well after grabbing the shield, which is very nice. I take out the Kingdra, and it had a lot of energy too, that Kingdra. They just about get to the Body Slam before me. So I farm out some more, throw the Blast Burn. What is in the bag? Remember, I have so much energy on my Swampert. It's in Charmalolan Ninetales. I don't get off my Blast Burn, but again, Shadow Swampert. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. And I go for the Earthquake just to show dominance. I think a Hydro Cannon would have definitely been enough. And another win. That was the last battle for today, and although this team was mostly created just to have a bit of fun, it actually worked out incredibly well for me. taking me all the way to 3474 elo and number 27 in the world. If you want to use this team to try and climb elo, I would definitely recommend using Megahorn on your Samurott. But if you want to use it to have some fun, Blizzard is definitely the way to go. Other than that, I just want to give you your fun fact of the day, being that Shadow Charizard can live a Hydro Cannon from Swampert or a Rock Slide from Galarian Stunfisk in Ultra League, which is something it cannot do in Great League. It's not comfortable, I wouldn't recommend taking it, but as a last resort, yeah, it can be done. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you next time.